Hospital in Philadelphia in September. Yeah, so my goal is to do therapeutic services for
Okay, y'all.
veterans with a history
We on the air, ladies.
We on the air.
Yes,
That
we
was,
are.
we was doing stuff.
We
Okay,
are
guys,
on the
we on
air
the air.
We
All
on the
right,
air.
for right now.
all right. So, okay. Is this telling me that I can't rotate my phone? All right,
So there you go.
there you go. But what?
So
All right.
it's episode 2, Tuesday Takeover PSA, Philadelphia service announcement. The assist, Nick. I got my brother Maul always, like I told you before, he gonna be in and out. And we have a special guest. Like always, all our guests are special guests.
All of them. All of them.
All our guests are special guests. But this is my sister Serena. I've been to a lot of different events, you know, a lot of different service providing events, resource providing events with her. And she's put me on a lot of things too as well to be able to give back to our community. So I'm not gonna do a whole spill for her, because she's on here to allow y'all to know who she is, what she does, why she does what she does. There you go.
Guys, my name is Serena Lewis, and I am. Okay. So y'all all know that when it comes to me in this microphone, I got issues. Like, I have consistent issues with microphones, and and yet I'm still here. So my name is Serena Lewis. I native Philadelphia. Grew up actually all over the city, but started out in North Philly and in Richard Allen, and it was it was home, it was life, right?
Yes.
But I had some really great opportunities. My mom made sure that we had like really good education and great opportunities just to like live our life in a different way than we would have if we stayed in the projects. I am a community activist. I'm a community advocate. I really care about our kids. Like, I think that we as adults have not really done our kids the service that we needed to, and it's my responsibility to give back in any way that I can, so that they know A, that they're supported, and B, they really at least have one person that they can trust, that they can count on.
Right.
You know, sometimes that comes in a multitude of ways. Like, it might be me telling them about someplace they should go, or introducing them to somebody that's going to help them to further their dreams. Or sometimes it's just giving them a space to feel safe, to say what they got to say.
Yes.
You know, because our kids don't always have that. So I am a entrepreneur. I have a company called, it's Urban Seek is what we do business as, but it's actually, the name is Philadelphia Legacy Development. And the goal for me is to create opportunities and spaces for people in our community. It's not that I don't care about the rest of the world,
Right.
but black people are going through some really major stuff right now, and it's my
Yes.
goal to do as much as I can to help
Yes.
us to get to the other side of that. So I design activities, I design games, I design scavenger hunts, I design diversity and inclusion stuff, like whatever it takes for us to do well. That's where I'm at. Oh, you can go to Instagram, Miss Serita, MS_Serita, SERITA, or Urban Seek, URBNSEEK, or Facebook, Serita Lewis. I'm easy. I'm not one of those people that has those fancy, you got people that be like, so and
It's a lot
so.
going
Yeah,
on.
like that's too many things, and I can't
Yes.
remember all that stuff.
It's a lot going on.
Yes.
And LinkedIn, like
Right.
people forget LinkedIn. That's where you do business, right?
Yes.
It is. It is.
And
I
so-
need to get on LinkedIn.
You're not
as a
on
matter of
LinkedIn?
fact.
Not
So
on LinkedIn?
somebody
Wow,
is
come
going. Some
on.
people. Well, actually, I'm lying. My cousin was offering me some help last week. Her name is Ebony. What's up, baby? And I was supposed to get with her. Her time is very valuable. I got with her late, and she nixed me. She nixed me. So LinkedIn is, from what they say, I've been on there and checked a couple people out. So from what I see, it's where professionals meet and get together and let each other know what they're doing professionally. You know what I mean? Whether you have nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations, you have a career. Whether you could be a doctor, lawyer.
Yes.
LinkedIn is just a professional place for professionals to pass off information, what they do, what they need, how they can help each other, so forth and so on.
Yes, you can also seek employment through LinkedIn, resumes and stuff like that are on LinkedIn. So it's a good professional platform to be able to communicate with other people and network and get a lot of information.
Yeah, and it is real important for people in our communities to actually not be uncomfortable going to places like that.
Yes.
Right.
You know, so LinkedIn is sort of like it is your social media for people that have like that are for more of the professional stuff that's really trying to build themselves up,
Right.
that's really trying to like show what their resume looks like, and then connect to other people who have the same
Yes.
type of experiences
Yes.
that they do. But you do that through sort of the friend experience that you get from Facebook and that you
Yes.
get from what do you call it, Instagram and
Instagram.
Snappy and all like that there, right? So it's literally looking at like, who do I know, what do they do, and then saying, okay, all right, so these are my people that are in my first circle, and then the people that they know now become potentially a part of your circle.
Right.
So if you can like go on LinkedIn, and then people will trust you because of how many connections you have, right?
It's like a good networking.
It's
Yeah,
a very
networking,
important
right.
networking
Very.
space, and
Yes,
they
it
now
is.
have a Black LinkedIn group.
Oh, I never
That's-
heard of that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
no, I
facts.
didn't know that. That's definitely
Can you
something
can you
that-
shed
yeah.
some light on that for some Black folks
Yeah, because
like us?
Well, I mean, because you have a bunch of amazing Black professionals, right?
Yes.
But no matter where we go, we're always tackling the issue of people taking us seriously, of people respecting what we kind of bring
Brings
value
to the
to
table.
and how we
Mhm.
bring value to it. And there were a lot of conversations that we as Black people need to and want to have as it relates to our work,
yes,
to our career building and all that stuff. You don't always get access to, and then another Black person might be able to put you down on something. Because they're like, oh, okay, I know what you up to. So it's sort of like bringing your circle together with the
Right.
other Black folks,
Exactly.
and then going into a private room and having a conversation. Because we can't. Nobody can build us up better than we can.
all the
Right.
all cultures are doing it. Everybody does it. We need to utilize our resources better than we have been. And this right here is the perfect opportunity for us to share resources, get resources, because we get a lot of information from people that's coming on like yourself. So I think this is part of the plan. This
So,
right here.
Why does Sarita do what she does? Like, why? Like, what when you wake up in the morning, what makes you feel? Because it's a lot of Black folk who like, listen, I can worry about me, and long as I take care of me, then I'm adding to society. Because I'm not going left. I'm gonna make sure I just take care of me. But you're saying I'm a social activist.
Yes.
I'm somebody that cares about our kids. So why do when you wake up in the morning? What makes you wake up in the morning to do this?
I don't like when things are not fair. like if you ever wanted to get underneath my skin,
Right.
create this kind of balance for me.
Right.
All right, it's one thing if you just choose not to educate yourself on something and you like being where you at. I ain't gonna be mad at you because you made a
Right.
choice,
Right.
right? But when you actually create this kind of space and then make it impossible for the other person to get their leg up,
Right.
I can't function like that.
Right.
You know, because I have kids. And I got nieces and I got nephews and I have friends out in the world and their kids are important to me because guess what? If we don't create a good solid ground for them, if we don't give them an ability to have hope and to be able to trust us, do you know what they're going to leave us when they got to put us into the nursing homes?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
that's true. That's really true. That foundation is so very important. I have kids myself, and it's really hard being a parent out here trying to educate your children and still teach them their own history because it's not being taught everywhere.
Right.
And certain things are not being taught to our kids. Finances are not being taught. Researching is not being taught. You know, it's just certain things that tools that are necessary to be successful. Our children aren't aren't learning them outside of the home.
Right.
So it's very important. And then when you got to get out here and work too, it makes things complicated. So to have resources, people like you in the community that's doing things for our children, my children, you know what I mean? I think that's very important. So I did want to ask, like, are you concentrated in any particular area? What area do you provide these services for the children? Because I need to know.
I'm everywhere.
Is there any, so we just look you up and, find, is there anything coming up soon that you can share with everybody?
I have actually been, I have, I think, one more session that I've been doing with the Mural Arts program.
Okay.
So I told you I'm an activist and an advocate, right? Mm-hmm. So I actually have created a program that I've done before. I've actually done this a couple times. It's a conversation. It's a conversation on the impact that gun violence has on our community, and also it talks about the resilience of Black people and how we actually need to experience our world. So it's talking to our kids and asking them some questions. It's talking to our community members and asking them questions. And while we're talking, we're making art. So that's the fun part. Like, we are actually creating art, but the art it's art that creates hope. It's art that lets somebody just say how they feel. And so the prompt for us was, what would a world without gun violence feel like to you? Because that's like the thing that's hitting everybody, right? So but what would a world without gun violence look like to you? And for us to dig into that conversation, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't bringing people down. Because the other part to what I do is I don't like to make people sad.
Right.
I like for us to have fun.
Yeah, she's not. She's definitely not one of those people. I like to believe that I'm one of these people where I come around, people always be like, yo, Root always be on, he just always be all right. Like, he be cool. And that could be a problem sometimes because people don't know when you need a little bit of a rub on the back or whatever. But she's definitely one of those people, every time I meet her, the hug is real. Her energy is positive, and it's like, yo, she ain't even know I needed that joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I know what she means because I've been around her enough, again, to know, like, she definitely not one of those people that want to make you sad, and it bothers her. You know how some people, when people around them they feel it. African women are like this anyway. If anybody that didn't know, African women have their antennas are a little bit more tuned in than the rest of us. Now, I didn't make it like this, but I know it's like that for a fact. You know what I mean? So, so you could, my bad, I didn't mean to mess the thought up.
God be doing stuff. Like,
right.
Like, it's just a fact. Like, that's why our hair grows up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It grows
those
up.
antennas.
It goes up,
Those antennas.
But, so we were doing, the prompt is, what does the world like without gun violence look like to you? And so we did it with the kids at Richard Allen Preparatory Charter School, which was great. And we actually met with students 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and talked to them. And some of the statements that these kids made broke my heart.
Right. And
it wasn't because they were saying something rude. But just like the reality of their lives was just, we have so much to account for.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I started asking, I'm like, okay, listen, so how many of you know somebody that's been shot? How many of you know somebody that has lost their life to gun violence? How many to guns? And I never actually said gun violence, to be fair. Okay. How many of you know somebody that has a gun? How many of you just all those questions, right? I one day hope to be able to ask these questions and not have everybody raise their hand. But that's where we are right now, right? Yeah. So, and it kind of stunned me. And then at that moment, I said, wow, you guys have really been impacted by gun violence a lot. Yeah. And the kid he says to me, well, what's gun violence? Right? And so, here's the fact. We are living in a war zone, and what our kids are going through is just part of their life. it's almost like asking somebody if they're being abused. They think other people are being abused.
Right.
But that's just how dad do.
Yeah, it's normal for them.
Yeah. So,
It's they're accustomed to it, so it's not abnormal to them. So
Right.
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't exactly.
It just means that they didn't have a name for it, right? And here I go, putting a name to something and calling it violence, right?
Right.
And so I was like, all right, well then, let's talk about what violence is. Let's talk about what gun violence is. And so the kids were, again, they're very resilient, and they're good about just like accepting that, okay, this has a name. And then another young lady, she was like, well, I feel as though, y'all always saying that the children are the future, but I don't believe it because y'all don't support us. You're right. I'm not mad at you, right? But I create spaces with our kids so that they can feel like nobody's going to ignore them when they're talking. And I want them to feel like say what you got to say. Just, don't cuss me out. But, just, but say what you have to say and know that I'm not going to actually just talk over you.
Right.
Or tell you that you're stupid or any of that stuff. So creating that space for them was really important. And then I went to another program and I was talking to these kids and that was over at IDE.
Yeah, I was going to definitely get into that. I was going to because I want people to understand more of what IDE is. Yeah. Because it's something when you invited me to come, and I apologize that I couldn't come the second time. There was some things going on, but I want people, because I know that it's a diversionary program. Yeah. And a lot of times we don't know that exists. Parents don't know that when your child gets in trouble, there are diversionary programs that they can go to. It's not always juvenile placement. Right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the parent has to be the one to look into those alternatives.
And request it.
Right. Exactly.
So, because I was talking to somebody the other day, and I asked the question, I don't know what the heck they were doing. And I said, well, did you ask? Well, no, because, see, they said they? Yeah. I don't trust they.
Yeah. Nobody should trust they.
I don't trust
Nobody
they.
should trust
I
they.
don't trust them. I don't trust in them. Like, you know what in them.
No, in them.
Yeah, I don't trust in them. I don't trust none of them. And honestly, like, if you don't, like, but we were actually brought up, like, I feel like we all in the same kind of time frame, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so when we was coming up, kids were seen and not heard, right?
Exactly.
So you seen and not heard. You don't have feelings. You don't have nerves. You ain't too. What you mean you get on somebody's nerves?
That goes back to, and I want to say this before I forget it. That goes back to when you said earlier about children being very resilient, and sometimes I think as adults we lean on that too much. We expect them to be resilient too much. Yes, that's a quality that young people have. It's just there. They don't know that they got it. They're born with it. God made it that way. Like you said, God just be doing stuff.
Yes.
But I think that's a good one. I'm going to start saying that. But I think that we lean on that a little too much as adults. Yeah. And what you're saying as far as our children not having the spaces. Because we believe that they're just going to be resilient. They're going to be all right. If we make sure they're fed, No. You have to be an adult.
You have.
Parent or not, you have to be an adult. Don't always expect our babies to just be resilient in every situation. And I see that a lot. And I know I'm not the only one that see that.
No, that's true. And that's because that's what the world expects of our babies.
Well, they don't see our babies.
Kids, they don't see our babies. But when they do see our babies, they need to conduct themselves in a proper manner. They can't be kids. No. They expect them to mature. They can't, be out in public and be emotional and
just be kids.
And having a temper tantrum. It's looked at in a negative way, and they're expected to grow up. It's a lot of our kids out here in the system because the system wants them to have these skills necessary to process what's happening to them that grown people don't even have. And it's a reality. And when you have a child that's caught up in the system, now you're no longer just a parent. you're an advocate, you're a case manager, you got to do all this coordination to make sure that your child gets the services that you need, and the parents don't have that help.
Nope.
They also
Because
don't
they
have the
can't be
tools.
the parent. They got to be so many other things, and it hinders the relationship. It hinders the parent-child relationship, because you got to look at it like, this child, I know what's best for my kid. Everybody don't know what's best for your kid. You have to get out there and tell people what's best for your kid. And there's kids out here that don't have that. And when you have programs, people like yourself that's out here working with children, giving children a safe place to voice their opinions and say what's on their mind, that's the first step. Because a lot of kids out here struggling because they shelter themselves. They don't talk. They don't share their feelings because they don't know how. They're not being taught how to communicate in a way that's going to get them the things that they need.
So that program that you have, that's a program that kids can go to, like, that's an alternative to the detention centers?
I'm actually so I was actually doing this work with IDA, which is one of the it's a diversionary program. But my friend, I mean, like, first of all, mad love and shout out to my sister Lucinda Trotter, Philly Wonder Woman.
She gonna be on here. She gonna be on here.
Let me
definitely.
tell you something.
She's gonna be
Let
on
me
here.
tell you something. Like, that is my whole sister. Like,
Yeah, she's gonna be on
the day
here.
that I met her was like, she was just stuck with me.
Yeah.
But there's very few people in this world that kind of make our kids know and understand how much they are appreciated and loved and supported.
Immediately.
Okay,
Yes.
like it's from here. Like, she's like, you're her kid if you walk into the room. And I personally believe that we as adults need to take on that kind of mindset. And my mindset is, oh, well, this kid is with me. You mine until I pass you off to the next adult.
Right.
So you ain't gotta like what I have to say to you. You ain't gotta like a lot of this stuff, but you're gonna respect this, and I'm gonna respect you.
Exactly.
That's the guarantee that we're gonna have.
Right.
But this diversionary program was created, and because like Lucinda works there, she invited me to come in and do some programming with the kids. And so I've started developing stuff specifically for IDA, but it's actually, the intention is for me over the next year to be able to have just like pilot programs that kind of populate and just kind of show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a part of all of that, y'all.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you are. But I actually wanted to talk about a statement that you made, where you were talking about how parents, like, we have so much going on, right? And we don't get the ability to parent our kids the way that we need to. And I think that a large part of that has to do with the fact that we have forgotten who our children's first teachers are.
Exactly.
Because we are our children's first teachers, and we are our children's best teachers.
Yes.
Okay? And we are not, so this is one, I'm actually developing this program. I told you I was working on it yesterday, right? So, y'all, wait till this thing comes. Wait until this program comes out, and I'll come back and talk to you guys about it. But African Americans, black people, are the youngest ethnic group in the world. Not in the country, but in the world. There is no ethnic group that is younger than a 400-year-old group of people. That is us. And our ethnic situation, our culture has been divided so much that we are now trying to identify and create a culture that we've never had before.
Right.
And it actually takes time. And we are still pulling on a lot of Eurocentric mindsets
Yes,
that are so counter to what we really physically.
Thank you for
and
saying that.
it's a fact, you
Thank
know.
you for saying that.
You know, I ain't afraid of saying that kind of stuff. It is.
It is.
But the reality is that when you have a in your DNA, it says this don't feel good, you're always going to rebel against it,
Exactly.
right? In my DNA, it don't feel good. So we actually have to remember and then actually work on developing what our village looks like, because that is the structure that feels right for us. And that is the reason why drug dealers have a hold on our kids, because you have a hierarchy is within a certain amount of blocks, and those certain amount of blocks is all that they captain in, right? So they're going to listen to the people who are stepping into the alpha role. And when I was little, I knew better because everybody was about to get at you. You know, you couldn't do certain things because you're about to get in trouble.
Right.
But our children don't have an understanding of what the hierarchy looks like in our micro communities, right? And so we effectively have to take that back, and we have to design it. We have to be able to create what that looks like for us, and then be able to implement it. And we also have to make sure that we're bringing our kids into the decision making on that. And in addition to that, we got to make sure that we bring the adults who have forgotten their responsibility to our kids to jump in on that, because you have way too many. Like, I've heard way too many kids that's carrying that told me, yeah, well, you know, because if my OG got beef, I got beef. So why? What? I mean, okay.
you because we're running a little short on time.
Oh,
I hate to cut anybody off. You know, we have a young man who's going to come on and, you know, do his expression. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always with that. No matter what they talking about, it's always intersection point for me. You know, and having them on the show, and I don't have to explain all this, but it's on my heart and on my mind. So whatever these little brothers or sisters come on, sing, rap, tell jokes about, because we plan on having some comedians on here as well, I'm always open to it. And you said something earlier about art, and I know from African culture that art has always been a tool to teach.
Yes.
It's not just entertainment. It's an entertaining way to teach.
Yo, you talking math? You're talking.
So-
you're talking. There's so much in art, right?
So this is what I want to do, because I don't want to get off of it. I want you to explain who you are again, where people can find you, what you do. Real quick, I know you got your spill. We all got our spill. We do what we do. We got our spill. So give us the key stuff so people can know what they can get from Sarita. When they tap into you, this is the service.
In a nutshell, I do
In a
community
nutshell.
engagement.
Okay.
Community engagement means that you create spaces for the people in your community to be able to identify the challenges that are being experienced and create solutions. Okay? But I actually I work with our community members not just to come in and tell them what they should do, but the idea is to come in, ask questions, and develop things that they need and that they'll benefit from because of what they said they wanted.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I really greatly appreciated having you. Like everybody else, you will be back. We're going to extend this time at some point.
Thank you,
Just
bro.
right now, we don't necessarily have it. But again, you're going to be back. We're going to try to do a couple things live as well from events. But that's going forward, you know. So, Sarita, I really, really, really appreciate you.
Yes,
appreciate
thank
I
you
got
so much,
ridiculous
Sarita.
love
I
for you.
enjoyed
You know what it
having you on the
is.
show.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a pleasure.
And,
Thank you so much for y'all having me here. This was
So,
dope.
check her out.
Yeah.
Give your handle one more time. Let
One
people
more
know
time.
who you at, where you,
All
who
right.
you is, where they can get in touch with you at.
Instagram, you can find me Miss Sarita, MS_SERITA, or you can find me at Urban Seek, URBNSEEK, or on Facebook, Serena Lewis, SERITALEWIS, the same thing on LinkedIn. Let's do some business and elevate our community.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go,
Philadelphia
y'all.
service
Sarita.
announcement. That's what that was, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
it was.
Philadelphia service announcement. Tuesday takeover. That's what we doing out here. It's about love. It's about support. It's about our families, and we gonna get it right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Nick.
Oh my God, Sarita. I definitely have to get up with you
Absolutely.
because I'm
Oh, we're going to
there
be
for
doing
children all the time, like all the time. So listen, yes, okay, and I'm coming with him next time.
That's all
Keep
good.
me in the loop. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually working on something that's going to be mind blowing. I'm working with somebody.
I see nothing but bitches up in here. I see nothing but killers up in here. I see nothing but dealers up in here.
Yeah, another classic what? If you niggas want war, we gon' blast it up. All these rappers stay lying, ain't no capping up. Hey, splits, boy, packs, we gon' stack it up. Yeah, another classic what? If you niggas want war, we gon' blast it up. All these rappers stay lying, ain't no capping up. Hey, splits, boy, packs, we gon' stack it up.
I spit 6 million bars, had 26 cars, and I think I got drunk in over 36 bars. All my life I I've been trapping these drugs, I'm a real hustler. You talking ain't no money involved, I can't touch it. Had plenty accidents, made a truck flip over, and I just lost 2 of my cousins, both the COVID. In another state, OT, on another flight. Bitches see how I'm moving right, shorty see the groupie type. Fucking deal, my life is real. These cats all hype, no skills, look, I'm nice for real. I bleed for money, cause my seeds need money. Plus he loves me, money's my bitch. I met Ruben, all these rich cats wearing gold Cupid's up in fast cars, playing Red Squad. Got my nigga on the remix, on the same song. Me and boy back, right back to shake the game hard. Motherfucking niggas up in here. I see nothing but bitches up in here. I see nothing but killers up in here. I see nothing but dealers up in here. Hustling hard, day after day, sun to sun, cop 2, 4 and a half. I fuck around and throw you one. Trump fuck this over shit to turn for the worst. Plus the streets getting deeper either way. I'm still eating. I ain't never played a line like good weed, get my mind right, and I'm sipping lean by the pint. Once we get to the top, we ain't never gon' fall. All my niggas gon' ball, keep a plug on call.
All right. So PSA, we back.
Welcome back.
The queen, my sis Nick in the building like always. My man Maul, you know, like I always say, he gonna be in and out, but he around. You know what I'm saying? So we got a thorough young brother in here. He was here last week. He helped us kick off the first episode. We really appreciated it. So I'm gonna let him just explain to y'all who he is. You know what I'm saying?
You already know what it is. My name Wolfside, man. I come from the projects, South Philly Wilson Park projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a young artist coming up, new coming up artist. I got some songs out on YouTube right now with me and my partner Lil Nah. We got a couple little visuals out right now. And I just dropped the song, a remix to Coil Ray No Parties remix. I just dropped that on YouTube. You can look that up. The video dropping this Friday, so stay tuned for that.
I'm saying when the video drop, man, we need PSA need to be around, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so I'm gonna put that out there first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? PSA need to be around. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said last week, man, and I'm gonna always say, like, I ain't gonna talk about a whole bunch of like entertainment stuff. You gonna be able to put your music out there. People gonna hear it. They gonna love it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to know is, first of all, what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a rapper? Do you consider yourself a writer, an entertainer, a motivator? You know how Jeezy always like, I ain't no rapper, I'm a motivator. So what do you consider yourself, brother?
Well, like, for real, I don't consider myself as a rapper. You know, I'm an artist, but I don't consider myself as a rapper. Like,
okay.
But I'm just like, you know, I can just say I'm 100% like real. I'm just say I'm a real dude, real genuine dude. You know, and I just stand on business, take care of what I gotta take care of.
Right, right. I like how that sound.
I just do me.
Right. So
motivate the youth too. A lot of kids like
okay.
everything they listen to me.
No, I like how that sound. I like how that
good.
sound.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I'm always gonna ask is, you know, why you do what you do. Why? What's the why?
All right, look. So where I come from, it's hard. You feel me? There's a lot of, you know, I come from South Philly. You know, Philly already, they got the highest murder rate and everything. You know, there's a lot going on out here. So it's hard for young brothers growing up, like, where they grew up at, environments and all that, you feel me? So I just really do it for, like, to get out of the environment and, like, to help the kids out that's the younger ones that's growing up under us, you feel me? Because we ain't really had that much guidance, like, you feel me? But, cause like, we had someone to say, like, don't do this because this will happen and all that, you feel me? But you can't just say that because we still going to the same environment every day. You got to pull them kids out and you got to take them and show them different, you feel me? You got to take them somewhere out the hood and really show them, you know what I'm saying? Let them know that it's different. Like, you could be different out here.
The sister that was just on here, she made that point about it not being no structure. You know what I mean? That hierarchy ain't there. And I remember I was at an event one time and a brother said that they was asking everybody, well, what would you do? What do you got to do for the kids? How do you explain X, Y, Z to them? And the brother stepped to the microphone and said, listen, man, all the stuff y'all saying ain't going to mean nothing. And the reason why it's not going to mean nothing because the people y'all trying to protect them from, which is the drug dealer gangs, whatever you want to call them, you know what I'm saying? they have something tangible to put in the kid's hand when they're talking to him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I can go to him and be like, yo, I got all these resources, but I'm talking. It ain't no resource actually in my hand.
Exactly.
Whereas though the ball with the wreck chasing oil that want a bunch of goon young balls and he crash dummies, he got a burner for him right then and there.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? He got the work for him right then and there. So while he talking his rap, he got actual tangible stuff to put in their hand. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that about the music, you're telling me you going to these babies and saying, listen, man, look this what I do.
Yeah,
and
no
this
doubt.
what I need y'all to do. This time I have to show y'all. That's what you saying to me?
Yeah, no doubt. And I was like, when I talk to them, for one, you gotta talk to them and really ask them and really get to know them first. You
right.
feel me? Get to know the kids, ask them what they want to do, who they want to be like, you know, what they want to be in life. You feel me?
Right.
They don't really. Some of them don't really be known because they still just young. You
right.
feel me? But you still gotta take heed to what they telling you and everything. And I see them all listening to my music and everything. And they be making little videos of it, and they be happy and all that. And they be telling me like, when your next video, I want to be in it and all that, this, that, and third. So, you know, I pull them in closer like that, and I just let them know, like, even though you hear what I'm saying in my raps and everything, like, don't think like, cause I say, you know, I'm a gangster rap. You feel me? I rap about a lot. You feel me?
Right.
So, you might hear a little gangster rap and all that, and I tell them, don't think it's cool to go out here and do that because I'm saying in my rap. You feel me? It's just all for entertainment at the end of the day.
Right.
You feel me?
You trying to find a way out.
Yeah, no doubt. That's all.
So the last question, not the last question, but the last question that I'm going to ask before you give them the energy,
right?
You know what I'm saying, is where I hear what you're saying about the kids and everything. Is that where you want the music to take you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want to get out of the music or want the music to take you?
Man, I want to go the furthest. You feel me? Like, it's sky's the limit for me. Like, you feel me? I want to be able to provide for the the youth. You feel me? The young kids. I want to provide for my family, my brothers and everything. Everybody that I struggle with. You feel me? I know how it is to be at the bottom already. You feel me? I never got to see the top. You feel me? Right. We never had we in the dark. You feel me? We never.
Well, you know, we gonna start doing this thing where it's like, I'm glad you said, yo, I never got to see the top, cause we gonna start creating that shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
We gonna start creating what the top
gonna
is.
Be there. We gonna
what
be
it
there.
look like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then when we again, that's gonna be our tangible thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we go into whoever lives we trying to change, whatever neighborhoods, kids, cause this is a Philly thing. I respect the rep of wherever you from. I'm from Southwest. All my family from South Philly. I respect, the rep. But this a Philly thing, y'all. We supporting each other, like, cause you can't have one part of the city on ice and the other part of the city on fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that shit still gonna burn all our shit down anyway. You know what I mean? Because when people get into certain things, they move from one place to the other. Yeah. Shit get hectic. Next thing you know, everybody up uptown. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go from uptown, then they in Southwest. Then you know what I mean? So it's really a citywide thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling nobody that they gotta save the city. I'm not telling y'all that. But all I'm saying is let's just change the narrative, and it's gonna be Philly support Philly. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna show all love. But this South Philly right here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he about to give you some of that energy.
Burn it down. Burn this thing down. Let's go.
Let's go.
PSA, y'all. So, one of the things, my sister didn't get to ask any questions. So soon as he get done giving them the energy, I know she has a question or two. You know what I mean? I know my sister got the question. You know what I mean? But I ain't never forgetting about it, y'all, because I need her perspective. It's needed.
It's absolutely
needed.
It's absolutely needed. You know.
Yeah, just let me know.
Because I'm ready to ask these questions. Guys out here, they making music for the guys. What you got for the ladies? You know what I mean? You gotta be versatile out here, y'all. You gotta be versatile. But what we going to try to do? I got the topic this time, man. And I'm gonna bring it up now so everybody in the room, can participate on that on our way out. You know what I mean? Yes.
We all could participate. But I want to know, what really is love? You know what I mean? And I'm talking about from the standpoint of if we team, right? And say we do the same thing. We both rap. You understand what I'm saying? You decided that, man, I'm going to go independent on this thing and get it together. You know what I mean? And your man, y'all running together, y'all doing what y'all doing, he's still trying to chase the label thing. You pop independently, he feel like it's an issue. Is that is that a legitimate gripe? I mean, I know that it's not, but is it a legitimate gripe?
Well, no, like, for one, you gotta let them know what it is for real. Like, if you gonna go independent and you was the pop, but you and your homie was doing it first, and you feel me, and he ain't get his chance yet and everything, just show him the ropes, like, you feel me?
Right.
Pull him up, throw him the rope down, pull him up. You feel me? You just gotta step at a time. You feel me?
So we use and I love that example. And we used the example earlier. I was telling my sis, like, you know, I was asking her, you know, just from a female perspective, I was like, if you and a young lady, y'all both do hair, and the young lady was working at your shop, and then she decided to go get her own shop. Can you feel some type of way about that?
No.
The fact that she used to work at your shop and then she decided to go get her own shop.
No. Even if she wasn't working at my shop, we was both working at somebody else's shop. Like, you got to support each other. You got to support growth. Everybody is not going to grow at the same pace. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people grow out of each other. Like, growth, when you grow, you can't take everybody with you. You know what I'm saying? True. So, like, if you and somebody, y'all been doing something, getting down together, and you got, you know, something is taking you in one direction and that person is going in another direction, then it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, your direction is your direction. Right. It's a lot of times people expect certain loyalties, but not willing to give it. Right. So you can't, you know what I mean? You can't expect people to give you something that you're not even putting out there in the universe.
Right. That's
like if love is love. Whether you with me, you not with me, you doing your thing, you doing that thing over there with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, don't go hating on me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You could go do your thing, but don't go hating on me. If I need a little push or a little pull up, pull me up. You know what I'm saying? Not looking for it, but just on the strength. Like, if we was doing something together and this is what we do, then, it's okay to reach back sometime and give a hand. Because everybody get a hand every now and again. You know what I mean? Everybody can use a hand.
I think the thing with it is that people don't know how to separate friendship and business. It's crazy because we just had this conversation. People don't know how to separate friendship.
Yeah, it's on already.
The thing I think about it is that people don't know how to separate friendship and business.
Right.
Me and the brother just had a conversation the other day about it.
Right.
You have to be able to separate friendship and business.
Right.
That's period. Because in life, it's like when you're dealing with business, it's business.
Exactly.
It's nothing about me being your friend or what you want. It's nothing about none of that. You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with people, you got to deal with people like, if I'm coming to you, man, you friends.
Right.
As far as this, we're friends. Right? Everything that we're doing is for us to grow. But when it get to business, when things start accumulating, we have to sit down and
have that conversation.
Exactly.
A contract.
Exactly.
It's not. See what I'm saying? It's not because I don't like you.
Face the camera so they can see you. They need to see you. If you gonna talk, they need to see you, man.
It's not like I don't like you or anything like that, or I don't like Rue.
Right.
Man, so now I'm gonna do a crime. No, it's business.
Right.
Now we dealing with something as friends. Damn, but let me borrow $100.
Exactly.
It's all day.
Yes.
So I ain't worrying about
The
it.
thing that I'll say to that, and that's very important, and it's correct, 100% correct. So I'm gonna take it a step further with that. We all doing what we doing right now. You decided, well, I'm gonna start a show too.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't see where that would be wrong, because for me, now some people may say, well, damn, we doing this together. How you gonna go do your own thing?
In some places, that's a contract. You mess the contract up. In some places.
If that's a contract.
If it's a contract, if a contract exists.
Contracts, you can't, because you're under our label.
Right.
So I'm just saying, speaking of business, we're speaking of business.
Right.
Right now, I'm just speaking of business.
Right.
I draw that up. Like, I don't want your face on anything else.
Right.
I wouldn't want you on whatever, Hot 9, whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is what we have going on. So why would I want you to go to them and
maybe you can take them to the next level or not. But I wouldn't want that because right now we're under contract.
Right.
To do TakeOver Tuesdays PSA.
And see, and that's
what we're doing.
and that's the
You
thing.
understand what I'm saying? So I can't have your face on a bus ride by and I see Rue on 99.
Right.
Come on, cuz.
And
You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand
It's
that. I
business.
totally understand
It's
that.
only business. We're going to still eat together.
But
We're gonna still chill together.
it has to be, like you said, it has to be a contract of some sort. Even if we just
communication.
Right.
And
Even
a contract is a form of
communication,
Right.
but communication. But listen,
don't have to be, you know
communication.
what I mean?
It got to start somewhere, though.
Right.
Like
Right.
if the ideas, and
That's where it starts.
It
I think it
starts with an idea.
Because the idea
You know,
is everything.
yes.
You have to add. I would say everything. Once we start, because the foundation is the idea. We're gonna start with that. That's the foundation.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, the thoughts. Now we gotta put the windows in,
Yeah.
doors,
You gotta put it
installation and all that. That's
Yes.
a lot of stuff you gotta deal with. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? So that could be, damn, well, under the contract, then you can't do this on this day.
Right.
On Tuesdays, this is your day.
Right.
see, and my thing,
And people lose from that.
my thing from that is, I feel like it's real love if we looking at it like you decide to do, we start this, you decide to do something else. My mindset would be, as far as love, we could do stuff together. Now we got two entities to move off of. That's just my mindset.
And I,
If
Branch
you
off.
decided to,
Branch
if you
off.
but now we cross promoting, we can use each other's fan bases, networks, whatever you want to call them, to further build it up.
right.
It wouldn't necessarily be, again, unless there was a legit legal binding and even if it wasn't, even if it wasn't paper, it was a
Like I said,
handshake.
like, even, it's
Like,
how
yo, we
Nick
gonna
said,
do this
it
together.
always starts, like Sis said, bro. It starts with a conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just a
Communication is key to
conversation.
everything.
Period.
So if we talking like, damn, well, hey, bro, listen, man, this joint doing what it do, but I got this situation over here with these people, and they
Right.
trying to boom. Go ahead, bro, because once you get that pop, you come back on the show. Get us, you understand? It's
Exactly.
always, that's a-
Somebody's
a
always
communication
there
thing.
to get the torch.
Right.
Yeah, it's always,
Like you
it's always
can't
good. Like,
you
it's
can't
always-
stay on the same level forever.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got
Exactly.
you start somewhere. Once you start moving up, you know what I mean? You put other people on to be in the position that you was
But I
once in, so that you can now take your
Exactly.
position
'Cause
And
that's
on
love.
another
You
note.
got to move on.
That's exactly.
And that's love.
That's all.
And that's love.
And that's love.
And,
And
the
that's
thing
love.
I say about
You
it
know what
is,
I'm saying?
I say, just don't forget business.
No, we not. We ain't gonna forget business on PSA,
can't.
y'all.
You can't.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna forget business. You know what I'm
forget
Because
saying?
you can talk all day.
You can think about all of like artists from back in our time when we coming up. Y'all, you know what I mean? This is the old head from like singing groups.
Right.
What they broke up about? Always with money.
It wasn't. You was about to say something, bro? Or you getting right?
No, I'm
I'm just
just
messing with
wearing
you.
him out.
I'm just
above his
messing-
head right there, talking about Josie boy drown and shit. You know?
But that whole argument about money goes back to what I said about growth.
And it ain't
Everybody's
even about the money, though.
everybody's ideas and financial stability and how they're finding people aren't they you
What's
can
your vision
start
is?
off you just because you start off with somebody don't mean that this unspoken lifelong dedication you hold me back and no
But I don't-
like
and-
you can
but you
branch
can.
off
And again,
exactly
And again, I don't think that be love, man. I think that be people. They see what your potential is, and they want to just keep trying to hold on and hold
Yeah,
on and
that's
hold
not-
on, so they can
exactly.
benefit off of it.
exactly.
And then when you step outside and say, "Listen, I realize what my potential is," and you believed in me, you know what I mean? But
I honestly believe that everybody uses everybody.
that's gonna be now that's gonna have to be another
that's
conversation right
another
there.
conversation.
So
Yeah.
listen,
Because he brought
everybody.
it up is that like because y'all said that because everybody uses everybody.
Yeah.
We gonna get into
It's about how you use
we about to
somebody.
get
Like,
into
you
this
can't-
get into this energy real quick. I don't mean to cut the brother off, but we about to get
That's
into this
another
energy.
topic for another moment.
Yeah,
We really gonna
next
get
Brother
into
ready.
this. We really gonna get into this one,
Next
'cause
week.
You know what I mean?
We gonna get into
Young
this.
brother,
when
man.
using
he
go
ready.
too far.
When using goes too far.
He
That
ready
gets-
to bless
I
y'all.
like that when using goes too
He
far.
ready to bless y'all
It
with his
happens,
energy.
though.
We got everything queued up for him. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna introduce himself. He gonna let y'all know, you know, this is how it's about to go down, man. I'm gonna let him do that. TakeOver Tuesday PSA, y'all. Philadelphia service announcement.
You already know what it is, man.
Yeah, you already know, man. We don't do the sit down, y'all.
It's Homie, man. Eastside Homie, you already know what it is.
Hey, long little fucking general, man. Y'all niggas already know what it is. I ain't even gotta talk too much.
Homie.
Rico, look, bitch, I'm out of town with an air that hold 50 with some Timbs and a Dickie and a bitch tryna lick me. I know niggas envy and I know it's hard to get me cause I always keep it with me and a bitch know I ain't friendly. Look, I ain't got no patience but I gotta have patience. I got everybody patiently waiting on me to make it. See my shot, I gotta take it. If I don't, I might not make it. Cause it's death up in the air and where I'm from it's hard to shake it. Don't believe what they say about homie, that shit for flies. Cause 9 times out of 10 what they tell you a bunch of lies. But if you got a question, come correct, look in my eyes and think before you speak. You better not reach or you gon' die. See, I done seen killers cry and I done seen some niggas die. Lost my brother in the beef every day, wish he was alive. They why the fuck you had to die? You know you made a nigga cry. You just passed me off the joint while you ain't taking, nigga. Why? I ain't get to say goodbye, so I talk facing the sky. Niggas dissing on your name, I ain't gon' kill him, that's a lie. I'ma shoot him till you cry, then shoot him until you fry. One more time, let's get high and talk about getting by. Nobody really felt how I felt. Mad at the cards I was dealt. Don't want my mind to worry about me, I ain't asking for help. Jumped in the water like felt. John with some shit on my belt. Move like a mob on my head, I'm only trusting myself. Bitch, I'm a soldier, I'm in this shit to win it. I ain't stopping till it's over. I knew this day would come, it just ain't come till I was older. Homie moving like a Kobe, he been fighting with his demons, plus his heart got a little colder. And every time I'm out, no matter where I'm at, I got it. And if I'm in the car, my niggas good, homie gon' spot it. Once I spot it, bitch, I got it. Yeah, you know I'm about it. Keep one on top, don't gotta cock it. Once I aim and knock you water. Step 1 foot up, get 1 shot, get put the fuck down. Throw your hood up, if I don't like them, then move the fuck round. They just day, and we don't play, so it's up now. Catch 'em and stretch 'em on sofa, just and watch it gush down. I never had a watch, but I done seen shit get bust down. I never scored a thigh unless my brothers got a touchdown. I never caught a option, I always fuck around. So try your luck, clown, and watch how fast your body shut down. Yeah, go ahead, try your luck, man. You already know what the fuck going on, man.
Homie. That right there, that's called I'm a Soldier, man. That's gonna. That's about to be on. I ain't dropped that yet, but that's about to be on my mixtape. That's something off my mixtape that's coming. Yeah, that's exclusive. I gotta get that touched up a little bit more. Then that's gonna be on there. So just be on the lookout. You can follow me on Instagram, Wolfside _Wolfside.homie _WOOSIDE. .HOMY. Yeah.
So we definitely love the energy. He almost tried to sit here and do the song. Yeah. It's not happening no more. It's not happening no more. I really feel like you know when people perform, like it's not always just what you saying. You know what I'm saying? People need to see how you move around. They need to get your energy, your vibe, like, so you know.
Swag it up. Let's go, man.
Let's get it.
Give us a little energy.
This right here called Pain Away.
It's 4 in the morning, I'm up, I can't sleep. I got demons in my head, dead niggas hunting me. It's pain running deep, I just been stressing all week. I ain't taught them all assistance, some yeah, got me beat. Take all this pain away from me. Can you take all this pain away? Can you take all this pain away from me? Can you take all this pain away? Murder on my mind, I cannot think about it. No average dude, I cannot live without it. Nigga, you a fool if you thinking I ain't bout it. You can front your move, watch how fast I take you out of here. Send nigga up, he better not play with me. Been nigga, current little nigga to first degree. I heard through the grapevine, they wanna murder me. I stay with my 9, it ain't no hurting me. I heard through the grapevine, they wanna murder me. I stand with my 9, it ain't no hurting me. It ain't no hurting me. Who wants more flame? You know we all on. Go crazy, so I'll let it bust, light them all. Then we ain't gonna stop until they all dead. We want them all, gon' paint the city red. Yeah, you a killer, but I see You know them demons coming for you, yeah, we on your head. You get wrong, but you get high, we gon' make it bad. Send up high up in the sky, we gon' bust his head. Don't run it when we gon' do. 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 Yeah, it's 4 in the morning, I'm up, I can't sleep. I got demons in my head, a dead niggas under me. It's pain running deep, I just be stressing all week. I ain't told them all assistance, some yeah, got me beat. Take all this pain away from me. Can you take all this pain away? Can you take all this pain away from me? Can you take all this pain away?
One more time, let them know where they can find you, where you at, what you doing.
Check me out on YouTube, Wolfside Homie. Saying everything about to drop on all platforms soon. You can check me out on there too. I'm gonna let y'all know. On
No
Instagram,
doubt.
_ Wolfside.homie. Get at me.
So, for my sister Nick, my brother Maul, you know what I'm saying, Biz in the building, you know what I'm saying? We gonna go ahead and move on up out of this space real quick. That has definitely been a Philadelphia service announcement. PSA, another takeover. That's what we doing out here. Love and support, y'all. New Philly support Philly.